Grindlebone here. Well, people say to me, Dr. Grindlebone, what's with all these billionaires? They seem to be everywhere, running everything. They get convicted of crimes and then they get pardoned almost instantly. What's going on? It's not unusual in this country, I'm afraid. America, that is. We've had many gilded ages before in which wildly rich people ran and owned the government and did whatever they wanted to continue to line their pockets. But this is different, and you need to understand how this is different. In the late 1800s and the 1920s, people like, Andrew Carnegie, owned governmental officials, but they also bought, in the case of Carnegie, hundreds of public libraries, created schools and parks and things that benefited the American people because they understood they were a part of this society. The current group of billionaires isn't there. I'm sorry, but they're not. Their only real loyalty is not to any people, culture, or nation state. It is to their class, which I've heard called the Epstein class, which is sadly appropriate. They put their loyalties to themselves, their wealth, their power, and their progeny, their lamentable children and allies, to maintain power at all costs. And that is what their focus is. So what do? They do not care about human life. They do not care about democracy, certainly. They don't believe in it. They think the rich have a right to rule, and they don't believe in preserving the planet or our environment, because frankly they think that, the only thing that matters is money. And once I die, who cares? So, what do? What we do is to render them irrelevant. We render them irrelevant at the polling place. By voting them out of power and their sycophants out of power, we render them irrelevant in government by granting the people things that make our lives better, like universal basic income, Medicare for all, environmental protection, and the ability to create a nationwide system of transportation. All of these things that make human life better, the things that they do not believe in. And ultimately, we put together a system which is not dependent on financials and on their wealth. Now, make no mistake, these people are wildly rich. We are going to see probably in the next couple of years the first of the trillionaires. $1 trillion is a stack of $1 bills that is over 620 miles high, higher than the International Space Station. Mr. Musk, the current richest person on the planet, has a personal wealth which is, basically 260 miles high if you did it in stacked $1 bills. It is a ridiculous amount of money. It is a piece of money that does not really exist as money. It is imaginary funds. And we need to claw it back for the sake of humanity, for the sake of America, for the sake of us. Grindlebone, ready to do some clawing, and out.